Alrighty. Okay, let's get things set up. Let me go and make sure the stream's starting to work, everything. And then I'll go over the order flow pulse, the new indicator. Well, actually it's an add-on for NinjaTrader, the new add-on. I'm testing that to see how that works. That's live market. This live market, you need level 2 for this. For the main indicator, the order flow bars, you don't need level 2. Just connect to your futures broker and you're good to go. Um, let's see. We don't have any news. We got some news coming out, I think around 10:45. No red folder news at 8:30. There was none. Yeah, it says it's live. Let's see. Make sure the latency. You're gonna have a few second latency, probably 3 to 5 second latency. So be careful about trying to use this order flow pulse trade off of if you're looking at my stream because you're going to get a few seconds, probably 3 to 5 seconds or more. It all depends. The order flow pulse on the right is going to be releasing soon. I'm just testing it before it's released. All right, let's go over the news real quick. Financialjuice.com. As you can see, the news 9:45 U.S. S&P manufacturing PMI final. That's just the final at 9:45. That's not much. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock. So that might move it a little bit. Who knows? With all this stuff going on with Israel, U.S., and Iran, the oil market is going crazy. So if you trade oils, be careful with that. The futures is down a little bit, so I'd be careful with that. Just go to financialjuice.com to get your news. Also, I want to bring over the site. Um, if you log in, when you log into the site, just if you don't have an account, it's free to use while in beta. All the indicators are the main indicator, order flow bars, the order flow DOM, and the order flow pulse will be up there soon. I'm hoping this week. If testing goes good and it doesn't lag the system, that'll be great. Then I can release it in alpha phase this week and create an account if you don't have one, and then go to profiles. When you go to profiles, it says no active license, just because it's free for right now. And if you go to view products, you'll see a license key right up here. Just go ahead and use that license key. I'm not going to just disable it and then all of a sudden one day you come in and it's not working. I'm going to give people at least a week or two and let them know that it's coming out of beta, and then everybody can get set up. So I really don't know how I want to set this up, but please give feedback and opinions on indicators and add-ons. Uh, this is the support email, support@orderflowbars.com. So if you send a support ticket or something like that, I will try and get to it. I'm the only person that's doing this. I do not have a team behind me, so I'm the only person doing this. Uh, so you'll have to bear with me if I'm a little slow with the response. But there we go, and then we have order flow bars. That was not supposed to be there. Coming soon. I got to update that real quick. Yeah. I wanted to get the support page out there real quick, but yeah, let's go ahead and update that real quick. right, it's 9:18. I'm gonna have to do this right on the. I'll keep that running. I just need to update something real quick. The order flow pulse thing, that was on my local, and I actually pushed the support information. Didn't realize I had that stuff in there. Flow bars, templates. Um, that right there. That's the culprit. Down here. Alrighty, hopefully this will work the first time. And cargo build release. I'm just compiling stuff for the website and rebuilding it real quick. The site's built in Rust. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. So it's 9:20. We got 10 minutes to be open. Alrighty. Stop, copy. Start. Okay. Let's refresh this. That did not work. Wow. That's jacked up. Um, there's one way to do it. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I'm not talking. I'm trying to fix this real quick. Market dumped like 300 points since the open. It kind of rallied and then it kind of dumped. And we got some big players that are trying to support this. Trying to run it back up. All right, it's fixed. The indicator page is fixed. Okay. I just had information up there about the order flow pulse. That's not done yet, so I just had to delete it right on production. You're not supposed to be doing stuff like this, but hey, it's just me. And it's in beta, so once I get support for all this stuff, I'll be able to actually build a continuous integration and development platform. That takes a little time and money. And to be honest, when when this gets done up, there won't be very many updates, to be quite honest. Not much more to update. Um, but let's go over some of the I mean, as you can see, we kind of, in the morning, this is on 1 minute chart, we kind of really gapped down, and then we had some big players up in here late last night around 8 p.m. And we tried, well, that's not too late, but we tried to did the gap close, and then later on, right around 5 o'clock in the morning, we had some big players step in, 345, 428 lots, and then a 500, then a 485. So the plunge protection team is definitely in. And if you don't know what that means the government has a plunge protection team. They will prop this market right up. They did that during COVID, so they will definitely prop this thing up. They did it during the financial crash years ago. Those were crazy times to trade in. Those were crazy times. I made decent money, but they were crazy times. Remember one company I invested in, and my uncle was like, "Are you crazy?" And I lost everything because they went under. And he told me, he says, "I told you to stick to the S&P 500. Yeah. Well, I was just learning. That was like years and years ago. I was just starting out. Uh, that was well over 10 years ago. That was with stocks. Okay, so we got 5 minutes to the open. This right here is the order flow pulse. Pour some more coffee. This is the order flow pulse. Right now, I have it set for the NQ to March contracts because maybe later on in the month, we'll see what the volume's like and we'll flip over. And we'll flip the contracts over once March volume starts drying up. And then we'll flip it over. Okay, so the NQ March 26. Right now, I have the minimum volume set to 2. That's really low. When it opens up, I'm going to set it to like 5. Because if I set it to 5 now, before the market opens up, as you can see, nothing really prints because it needs to be a minimum volume for one tick to even show up like that. So I might just leave it to 5 right now. And then the bend ticks. Bend ticks is set to 1. If you set this to like 4, it'll really scrunch it down. During a heavy market, like maybe red folder news or when ATR is like 40 points, you want to set this, the bend text probably to 4 when you're trading the NQ. Trades like a NQ can move like a squirrel hyped up on a gallon of Red Bull, so you got to be careful with that. We'll just set this back to 1. I got this set to 5 volume. Now, the order flow pulse, this is updating like every 100 millisecond, I think. I might lengthen that out to like 250 milliseconds, like a quarter of a second, just because really a human being, a young human being, can only respond in like 100 millisecond to 250 millisecond, to be quite honest. So there's really no reason to be going down into like 10 milliseconds or stuff. Because it's not like you can hook up in high frequency trading to this thing. So when you're doing those bots like that, you're doing the numbers yourself anyways. You're not putting it into an indicator or an add-on. But let me check this site, make sure everything is still running. We got 2 minutes to the open. And right now, this column right here, this main column right here, this is the live resting orders up here. Like up here, like around 660, you got some resting orders down there. You got very low resting order down here around 630, about 629. I have the resting order minimum set to 10. That's kind of hard coded in. I need to put an option up here before it's released to be able to do the resting orders. Because if you do like two resting orders, it just gets to be too much. So it depends on what contract that you're trading. Like the ES should probably put that up a lot higher, but for the NQ, like 10 resting orders is fine, as you can see in this column right here. Now this column and beyond, I need to update this. Right now, it only updates to the 1 minute because I started with the 1 minute right here. If you switch to 1 minute, it just does the bubble creation for a 1 minute. And then after that, then it flips over. So the background resting orders that were in the past, I need to update them to maybe 500 milliseconds or something. But the main thing that I'm testing right now is the performance of it. Right now, it seems like it's doing pretty decent. About a minute to the open. Yeah, right now, yeah, well, we got less than a minute. Let's bump this up to 10. So we got 10 resting orders. Uh, so a bubble is only going to show up when there's 10 resting orders or more. And for the live pulse indicator, you like right down here, this column right here, we had a large order, sell order get filled right there. We had a 48 lot right there. Um, hmm. All right. I need to get things set up, to be quite honest. Okay, we got 112 right there. Yeah, it's a little difficult to be trading, streaming with just a small area. Okay, we got some bubbles setting up. Maybe the 10 is set to a little too much. Let's switch it over to 5. And what it's doing, these bubbles, it will, for 100 milliseconds, orders that come in like a tenth of a second, it updates it. We had a buy and balance get caught up here. Uh, if you watch me, you'll notice that I do not trade the first 5 minutes. I let the market kind of settle down. We had a 48 lot get trapped down here. We got support right up in here at 690. We got some resistance right up there, about 24, right up in this area. If I look at my DOM, I'm so used to trading off my DOM. Um, yeah, but I can't be. let me focus. We had a sell we had a sell imbalance right here. That got absorbed. We have a buy imbalance. I mean, that would be a valid trigger, but it's in the first 3 minutes, so you got to be careful with that. Yeah, so if I updated, I released the DOM Sunday. I released it. Just let me know when you go to your profile page, go to indicators. You can click support. We had a large order kickoff. I don't know how much that was. That was 182 here in the pulse indicator. But we got a large order, 85 lot that just kicked off. Right now, just let me know if it's running smooth for you. There's some threading issues that I had to deal with. If anything pops up that says something about error, but yet it still runs, just click OK and send me an email at support with a screenshot of it. If you get any errors, hopefully I fixed them. All right, we got up in here. Yeah, this thing is cranking. It wants to close the gap. Just because I say that doesn't mean it's going to. This pulse indicator, oh, and also the DOM, I'm going to put execution buttons in there. Once it runs and it's running smooth and it seems like pretty decent, what I'm going to do is once I can get the pulse, the order flow pulse indicator out to the public for alpha phase, then I'm going to go back to the DOM and I am going to put in buttons to trade. What I would like to do, if you look at the DOM, what I would like to do, let me bend this to 4 because it's trading squirrely. What I would like to do is down at the bottom here, it's going to have a market, buy sell buttons and a limit buy sell button, and then a flatten button with your P&L to the right of it, I guess. Once I have that done and the orders are working, and when I do release that, please do not trade that with a live account. Make sure you trade that with the sim and make sure everything's working. If you feel comfortable with it, then trade an eval or something. Or please have a chart up in an execution window or a chart open so you can get out of it. I'll be trading it myself to be testing it. So it should be solid when I release it, but software development is a little crazy. Been doing it for 15 years, and there's been many times I looked at the project manager and said, well, it worked in the development and it passed the testers. I'll just have to figure it out. So we got some resting orders up here at 865. Right now, we have nothing on the bid. We have nothing on the bid that's resting. On the DOM, well, if you're trading NQ, do I have it set where you can set the resting orders? That's not what I wanted. What did I click? I don't want you. I don't want to build a strategy. I want to build the DOM. Then yeah, the bubble volume 50. So I did put that up there. The bubble volume is 50. That'll show the if there's 50 resting orders, it'll show like a little blue or red dot up there. Let me move this window around. This window right here, it seems like it's working pretty good. Last night, after about an hour, it would really lag. But it seems like it's working good now. I had that problem with the DOM as well. It would just lag the system. It was a threading issue I had to fix. Once the threading issue was fixed, it seemed like it was good. We had a pretty large order kick off there. Not much. Now, for this pulse indicator, when you see a solid red or green, this pretty solid color, that means it's high delta. When you see it, when it's not so dark for the green or the red, that means it's low delta. So it's kind of an opacity that that's set to show how good the delta is. That was just something that I kind of threw in there. Bookmap doesn't have anything like that that I know of. And I'm not trying to compete with Bookmap because that's a multi-million-dollar company with a team of engineers. But I'm just trying to build something out that people can actually use. 47 lot kicked off, as you can see there. We had a pretty large red bubble right there. That might be kind of hard for you to see. Maybe I need to up the size of that because these bubbles, the logic is I have it square root, so it kind of does it off the volume. But hey, uh, it is what it is. Well, the pulse indicator seems like it's working pretty good. Now, the background here, this column right here, we have large resting order at 24,800 down here. We're kind of spiking up a little bit. Right here, the first column right here, which I got to put a little padding there for the bubbles, but the first column right here is live resting orders, and then the previous ones, like up here, are the past, and they only get shifted. If you notice, every minute it'll shift over. That's just because it's going off the 1 minute right here, and I need to update the code for when you're in the live pulse mode. When you're in live pulse mode, it updates every like 500 milliseconds, which is like half a second. Okay, we got some buyers being absorbed right here. We had a buy and bounce being absorbed. If this breaks down right here, if this breaks down past that 84 lot, you might be able to get a short in, but I'd be careful with this because right now it's just showing that we are definitely bullish. So I would be a little careful about trying to short this market. Plus, right down in here, about 24,680, you've had some large institutions. These aren't retail traders. You had 485 lot kickoff. That's a market order lot that got kicked off. You had a 500 up here. You had 428, 345. So you got some big dog institutions that are going to prop this up, whether it's the institutions or the plunge protection team for the government. We do not know. All I know is that we got some large orders. We got some buy-in coming in. We got resistance up here at around 850. We got some resting orders up there at 850. I'd be careful about shorting this market. So many people would say, "Oh, well, it's gone too high. I'm going to go ahead and short it. It can't go much higher," and it pumps another 200-300 points, and then you blow a bunch of accounts. Sit on your hands. If you only made 1 to 2 trades in 3 or 4 hours, that's fine. If you don't make a trade today, that's fine. Only take the trades where the odds are in your favor. Like my gunny said when I was in the Marine Corps, he said, pick the battles that you know you can win. So that's what you need to do in the market. Only pull that trigger when you know you can win. Well, I'm going to say 100%, but only pull that trigger when you think the odds are in your favor. All right, we're breaking down a little bit right here. We got some large resting orders at 24.8. I wouldn't say large, but okay. So the resting orders, some of them, the opacity is very light. That's probably 10 resting orders. The darker this first column is, that is a live resting order. That was the previous 1 minute. That was the previous 1 minute. So that's 1 minute, 2 minutes. That was 1 minute down here. As you can see, it kind of shifted over. Every minute it will shift over. Even when you're in live pulse, I need to update this to be shifting over about every 500 milliseconds or maybe 250 milliseconds, which would be about a quarter of a second. But the first column in the pulse indicator, that's live. We got some resting orders up here at 850. I need to make these numbers bigger. I need to make the numbers bigger. Also, you can't, like scrunch this down, move it, or the time it can't move it. I mean, you can scroll the past history, but that's about it. Because this window I had to build myself. This window for the pulse indicator, I had to build myself in C# and attach it to NinjaTrader, the way add-ons work. Indicators are great because you can just go right on in and use the chart as the window. But once you stop developing indicators and you start building add-ons like the DOM window, I had to build all that myself in C#. NinjaTrader uses C#. We got some large resting orders at 860. They got filled. At least some of them did. I'm not looking at my DOM. I'm trying to stay focused on the pulse indicator. We're in consolidation, people. I wouldn't be buying or selling, to be quite honest. Because if you understand auction market theory, we opened up at 930. The market needed to find value. The value was to the upside. So if you were quick and you got this 93, if you were quick, I was setting things up. But if you were quick and you got this and you came up here, you got yourself about 75 points right there. Where would you put your stop? Well, if you break down past that 93, you're probably going to get smoked. So if you bought right here when you saw that buy-in balance right there and you bought, you probably can put your stop below that 93, but also you can probably put it down here to about 30, 40 points. That's about 600 to 800 per mini. Then you got yourself about 70.50, 70-point run. 50 points, like $1,000 on a mini. But auction market theory, if you understand that the market needs to find value, that it has found it to the upside. Right now, we are in what's called a balanced market. It's going back and forth, back and forth. We had a 30 lot, we had a 47 lot, we had a buy-in balance kickoff, we had persistent buying up there that got absorbed. We have the buy-in balance just sitting there, that 47 lot, the 30 lot's not getting rewarded. The 84 lot is somewhat making some money. Right now we are in a balanced market. So to be quite honest, don't be clicking the buttons. And if you want to click a button, just go ahead and click the like button. But also if you want to trade, you can come down here to the bottom and try to go back up to the upside and probably get yourself 10, 15 points on that. But be careful if you catch a short and you're in the money and you catch a short, you got to understand. You really have to understand where support is. Support is right here because earlier we had these big dogs come stepping in, and these are one orders. When you see a big bubble like that, that is one order. That is not multiple orders. I have not put in the logic for order slicing for the institutions. But this is not retail traders. 485, that's institution. 500, 428, 345, that's not retail traders, people. That is not retail traders. We are 5% of the futures market. We could be breaking to the upside. We got resistance up there at 24,890. I need to make those numbers bigger. For this pulse indicator, I need to make the numbers bigger. At 900, we got large resting order up in here. We have some resting orders, as you can see, all up in here. So 24,900. We got some resting orders up in here. If we can make it up there. We got some persistent buyers, but right now they're getting absorbed. As you can see there was a large trade that kicked off. That was past history. Cumulative volume delta for the past 15 minutes. I'm on a 1 minute chart is negative 66, but that's another thing. I need to update the CVD to real time like this one is right here. Oh, there was also another person that asked me if I could make the delta text a little bit bigger. Yes, I can. I need to write the code for that. That's not very difficult. I just need to get the time to do that, and I will try and get that done. Yeah. If we can, we got at 900, you got a large resting order at 900. I don't know how much it is. What I would like to do for the pulse indicator, what I would really like to do, kind of like, let me bring up the DOM real quick. Kind of like the DOM, if you see that dot right there, that 95, the 24,900, that's like 100, that's 100 resting orders up there. What I'm looking to do for the pulse indicator is put that same dot or something up there like it right up here. So maybe I can add another column right here and kind of shift one column over so we have some padding, and then just a small column that shows you up here at 900. At 900, we got about 104 resting orders, about 100 resting orders up here. But you'll be able to see that in the pulse indicator. You'll be able to see that, and that's what I want. Okay. And also, towards the left of it right here, towards the left, I want to have another column to show you where the large orders kicked off, like these bubbles, 47, 30, 84, 93. You'll be able to see that on the left column right here. And the first column will be the time, and the second column will be the amount with like a pill-looking bubble. We got 131 contracts get kicked off in about 100 milliseconds. That was some buying right there, about 131 contracts. That was right at about 874, roughly 875, somewhere around there. I need to add the price, kind of like you see here on NinjaTrader. The little icon right there that goes up and down, kind of like a slider. I need to add that to here. But right now, I want to make sure the performance is looking good, and it seems like we are. I want to make sure the performance is looking good. Yeah. It's not lagging. Last night it was lagging. That was, doesn't seem like it's lagging right now. Last night it was lagging. But the live pulse is good. If I wasn't running my mouth and trying to look at other things, you could have gotten a quick short right here for about 20 points. You see this right here, that purple dot right there in the middle, that's persistent selling. We have this right here that is a sell imbalance right there. And what I like to do is I actually like to see that up at the top. And I like it to be, the sell imbalance needs to be at least half or more of the candle. And so the sell imbalance is right here. So what you could do is just come in here, or not. Just come in here, get in here, put your stop up there, and when you're down here, take about 30 points, take that off. Yeah, I don't know what the ATR is. That's on my tick advisor. Let me put this on real quick. ATR is 35. So we got a 35 ATR. That's pretty high. So you might want to size down. We're at 35 ATR, so you can get slaughtered like a pig pretty quickly. We got a 836. You got a resting order up here. Boom! It just got filled. As you can see, that green bubble right there, it just got filled. I don't know how much that was. That gives me an idea what I can do for this pulse indicator. We got another up that resting order got yanked. Could have a spoofer up there. Um, yeah, you got a large 850. I need to make those numbers bigger. I know you guys are not gonna be able to see it on streaming. I daggone sure can barely see them with my old eyes. Um, yeah, if you caught that short on that sell imbalance right there, sell persistent, that sell imbalance, and you get yourself some money, sell half and lock it in. If you normally trade a mini with a 35 ATR, you probably want to go to about 4 or 5 micros. That's not a problem. Just size down a little bit. We got 80-50 resting orders at 850 up here. Let's see if they want to get filled. They got filled a little bit right there, as you can see. Not very much. The bubbles kind of small. These bubbles are small. Right now I have it set to minimum of 5 volume for a bubble to even show up. And that has to be 5 contracts within 100 milliseconds. 860, we got resting order up there at 860. They could be lifting the offer. They're lifting the offer. Offer is being lifted. They're going to come up to 900 and test 900. We have no resting orders that's going to stop them. But right now, we don't have any resting bids that are even working. Right now, we're in a balanced market. Right now, we're in a balanced market, people. Right there, we're in a balanced market. And the balanced market, we're in a range. We're in about a 100-point balanced market range. That's pretty hefty, people. If you want to try to pass some evals and stuff, today's the day with about 34 ATR. Today's the day. Just be careful. You will blow them up just as fast as you can pass them. Same thing with your funded account. Don't be going all thinking you can get a couple $1,000 payout today, and all of a sudden, within few seconds, you're down like $1,000, and you wonder why you clicked that button. Size down to micros. We got 10 o'clock news, I think. Let's go over to Financial Juice. Go to financialjuice.com. At 10 o'clock at 9:45, we had S&P Manufacturing PMI final. As you can see, that really didn't move the market that much. At 10 o'clock, we have U.S. ISM Manufacturing PMI. We have Trump at medal ceremony. 1:30, Trump signing, time closed press, closed press, closed press. Yeah, we got nothing today. What do we got tomorrow? 9:55. We got the feds running their mouth. That's March 3rd, March 4th. March 6th is the next red folder event. 8:30 unemployment rate. Let's get through today before we can even be concerned about that. You had a buy and bounce up here that got absorbed. So at at 8:58, you got some resting orders up here. So this thing's been running for quite a while. Let's see if it's lagging. I don't think it will be. No, it's not lagging that much. So what I did last night must have fixed it. This pulse indicator has been a thorn in my side. Between me as a software engineer trying to fix it out and also asking AI a bunch of questions, I was able to finally get this thing locked down. We got some resting orders up here getting ready to get filled. Yep, we got filled. They lifted the offer. They're lifting the offer again. Be careful because you got to sell them up. Blah, blah, blah. You got a buy and balance up here that got absorbed. We need to get it past that. We got more resting orders up here. 868, 875, and 880. Well, 880 just went out. Also, what I would like to do that Bookmap doesn't do, I'm not trying to compete with Bookmap. If I was trying to compete with them, I'd be making quite a bit of money per month, and I'd be able to hire a team, and then we can take them out. Um, yeah, we really don't have very much up here. They lifted the offer a little bit, but nothing's going on. We're in a balanced market right now. You can scalp for about 5, 10 points. So what does this tell me that we've been open for about a half hour? What this is telling me, and all right, we got some resting orders down around 831. Whoa, that was kind of well, smacked down a little bit. 831, we got filled on that 831. It looks like. Um, what this is telling me, you really have to. We've been open for a half hour. You had a pretty decent trade if you were quick on the trigger. You got in here. Probably got in here on the break of that, and probably got out about round in here about 50, 60 points. You could have done that. That was a 93 lot that kicked off. That's one order right there. That's one order, a 93 market order. That's one order right there. And then we had a buy and balance, and you could have easily gotten yourself a little bit right there. That's within the first few minutes of the market being open. If you like trading the open drive, whether it's up, down, sometimes we get a nice open drive. Sometimes we get a dud. Who knows? What this is telling me, we had a 48 here, a 93, an 84, and a 30 lot, and a 47 lot. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The way I have my settings is a minimum of 30 for these bubbles to show up. We have a lack of participation from the institutions, is what this is telling me. The institutions are not going to play today because more than likely they want to know what's going on with Israel, U.S., and Iran. We have buy and balance here. We have another buy and balance. If you take this, you want to keep a tight stop, and we got they're lifting the offer right there. You got in that, you want to lock that in, probably lock yourself in for a few points and see if we can break this imbalance area. You got some selling right in here, but they're still lifting the offer, it looks like. You want to keep a tight stop, and you probably want to be out. If that was me. Yeah, we got a 48 lot it just kicked off right there. It could get caught. We don't know. We need to get out of the balanced market right now and order either up or down in order to take decent trades. Um, I think at 890 we got a resting order up there, and then about 900 we got more resting order up there. For the bid side, I'm not seeing very many resting orders right now. So, looks like, yeah, see, right, you gotta make sure, look to the left. We are in a balanced market. We're just going up, down, up, down, up, down. We're in a balanced market until we break out of this. They're lifting the offer. As you can see on the pulse indicator, the bubbles are green. They're lifting the offer at 900. We got some resting orders up there at 900. They got filled. They're definitely lifting the market. They're definitely lifting the offer now. Take out that 912. If we can take out the 912, we could probably break out of this consolidation. Nope. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, U.S. ICM manufacturing PMI breaking. U.S. ICM manufacturing PMI actual is 52.1. The forecast was 51.5. Previous was 52.6. We're in a balanced market, people. We had a sell imbalance that got absorbed right there. We had a sell imbalance that got absorbed. They lifted the offer a little bit and pushed it a little bit back up. I mean, we're possibly, if you played the open drive, you got a decent one. And then right here, we got nothing right up in here. We got nothing up in here. We have nothing. You had a little sell imbalance right there. Might have been able to trade that down for a little bit. We have persistent selling on the current candle. Persistent selling. We got resting orders at 860 on the bid. 860 on the bid. It looks like that's just rough numbers I'm looking at on the pulse indicator. Pulse indicator, I've got a minimum volume set to 5, and we got no bubbles right here. And these bubbles are very small, people. There's not a lot of participation coming into the market. We have a lack of participation from the big dog institutions this morning. They want to know what's going on with this Iran conflict. I wouldn't say it's an all-out war. It's more of like a pissing contest. So we're lifting the offer. Those resting orders got filled. Are we going to lift the offer in the 900s? We've got resting orders 900. We lift in the offer on those. Are we going to go up to 912? We got some resting orders up here. We got small resting orders right up in here. We're taking them out. If we can get to 912, that will be awesome. We can hopefully try to break out of this. We got some resting orders up in there. Up in here, we got resting orders up in here. We got a bid resting orders at around 880, 888, somewhere around there. And I got the numbers too small. I need to fix that. Right now, I'm just trying to get the performance down because this live pulse indicator that could really be big and help people out. We know we really need to test them 912s. We got this 48 lot that's underwater right now. If we start breaking and start testing them 912s, that 48, this 47 right here could be covering, that 48 could be covering. We got a buy and balance area. We cannot get absorbed on this buy and balance. We got persistent buying. We got a buy and balance right here. We cannot get absorbed right here. Yeah. We cannot get absorbed. I am not feeling that. I was getting ready to pull the trigger. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. Why? Because this pulse indicator, I'm not seeing any large bids. I'm not seeing any large resting orders. See, and I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger. See, I didn't see any large resting orders. I was hoping we could break out of this, but it looks like we're not going to. This is taking too long. We had persistent buying right here. We had a buy imbalance right here. This is taking too long. Nine and a quarter. You got resting order. You got resting offers at nine and a quarter. If you look at the bubble profile on the main chart, you'll see that it's very small. We have a lack of participation. If you were hoping for 50, 100 pointer, good luck. We got a 68 lot. Yeah, see, I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger for that buy. I was getting ready to, and then I was like, nope, we're not moving. I don't see any orders coming in. We're not moving that well. We had a buy and balance. I was thinking we could get a breakout, but no. Then we got persistent selling right there. We got a 68 lot that kicked off. That looks like it's trying to get absorbed. Uh, you're not going to get any big runs, I don't think. See what the stream health is like. Settings, ultra low latency. Yeah, it does not support. Yes, I understand that. Stream health, excellent. Stream is healthy. Yes, I want to know what the lag. You're probably getting a lag of about a few seconds. I have it set to ultra low latency. Um, oh, we got a little bit of buy-in right there, but they lifted it a little bit. If this 68 seller gets caught, that'll be good. A 68 seller could get caught. Um, at 940, we got a resting order at 940. They're starting to lift the offer. A little persistent buying, but it got absorbed. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. What I would like to see in order for me to get in, I would like to see a break of this. It looks like we're just doing a slow grind up. I want to see that 68 get squeezed out. I want to see a run up, up. I want to see a run up and then a pull back. I will possibly try and get long on a pullback. Right now we had a buy and balance, but the close was below that. If we start trading below this, and we are, that means that buy and balance is getting absorbed. We didn't close above that. We're just doing a slow grind up. What I'm looking for is, and we got resting orders at 940. What I'm looking for is a run up and a pullback. But we have a lack of participation from the institutions this morning. I was hoping, if you look back here, I was hoping, because if you scroll back here, we had a 485 lot kicked off right here. They were propping the market up. Then all of a sudden, we got a 500 lot. And then we got 345, 428 about 5 a.m. They were propping this market up. That was probably the government plunge protection team propping this thing up. What I was hoping for is that the institutions would see that, and we'd see some heavy buy-in, and we try to run this market up. But as you can see here, lack of participation. They're lifting the offer a little bit. We got resting orders at 950 right up in here. I mean, they did run it up. I mean, we ran from here to here. That was two and a quarter, 200, 225. That, I mean, yeah, that's good. But that's basically a gap fill. It's just a gap fill. Let's take a look at the profile. If we look at the profile here, we got 80, well, no, 33 lot buyer. They're trying, they are definitely trying a little bit. As you can see here, we traded way down here at 24,600. Now we're at 24,900. So it looks like we could, if we range in between here, 850, 950, about 100 points, we could put in a P shape on the volume profile. That would definitely be bullish. And maybe this during the week, we can come up here and test the 25,500 area. Hopefully, but we don't know. Right now, lack of participation from the institutions. We got large resting orders up here. 945 resting order. If you need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me at support@orderflowbars.com. When you create an account and you go to the indicators page, just go to your profile, click view products, or click on indicators, and you'll see please give feedback and opinions on indicators and add-ons and support. I set up an email, support@orderflowbars.com. You can give me your opinion. You can tell me I'm doing a good job, bad job. You can tell me if you're having any errors. You can send me screenshots. Yeah, a large fill order right there, about 53. That was pretty, nah. I need to make these dots a little bit bigger. All right, they're lifting the offer a little bit, it looked like, and we got some resting orders up there at 945. I need to update the background to this to be about 250 milliseconds. Definitely need to update this a little bit. So we've been open up for about 45 minutes. Let me see if I can move this around. So it's not lagging. It's doing pretty good. I'm able to move it around. Normally, if I was going to have a problem with this, it'll lag a little bit. Up, they're lifting the upper a little bit. We got some resting orders up there. We're going to take them out. It's just a slow grind up. It's hard to trade this because there's no large orders coming in. Got a 68 lot right there. You probably could have gotten a little bit out of that, but I've got two funded accounts I'm trying to trade. I've got them over 51,000. I need to be able to uh, trade them more, but I need some good runs. We got buyers up here. We got buyers up here that got absorbed. We had buy and balance absorbed. We had a large order that got kicked off for 91. It looks like it got absorbed. I released the DOM in alpha phase. The DOM is released in alpha phase. Execution buttons are coming next. Well, where was that? Yeah, that was a 91 lot. If you look up here, I bend it to 8 to 2 ticks. It was up there at 946. We got a 91 lot that got absorbed. We got 231 delta, but all that volume up there has gotten absorbed right now. We got a resting order at 924. 924, we got some resting orders. 914, we got a resting order of 60. We got a resting order at 900 on the bids. We got another resting order at 872, about 137 on the bid down here, as you can see on the order flow. The heck is this thing? The live pulse. Um, we have a sell and bounce right here. That 91 lot could get right now. That 91 lot is underwater. That 91 lot right there that bought at the top. That's 91. That's a single order right there. At 91 right there, they are underwater. You're not the only one that buys the highs, people. You got big dogs doing the same thing, but they got the money to push it around. So, yeah. They're lifting the offer, as you can see on the pulse indicator, they're lifting the offer. Uh, yeah, so on the DOM right here, you got that 91 lot. What I would like to do is right here on the left here, on the Pulse add-on, I would like to have that dot up here on the left-hand side of your window so you can see where these large orders have come in, whether they're buys, sells, the large orders, and then the resting orders right here, they show up as a heat map, but also I want to have little dots up there that show you when that's configurable to like, hey, there's a real large resting order of like 200 up there or something. You can actually see it, but you'll be able to see it here on the heat map as well. We got a large resting order at 930. But we don't have very much going on. We got a sell and balance right here, another sell and balance. They got absorbed a little bit, but they're looking to drift it down. We got support up there at 892. They just got filled. Boom. If you took that, you better lock yourself into break even. We got 874. You got bids sitting at 874. 874 bids are sitting, probably 873, but the bids are sitting right down here. As you can see right here, there's some bids sitting there. The opacity on that is somewhat dark. Like I say, lock in those profits. When you see money, take money. Sell half, move to a break even. That's the way the game's made in little crappy markets like this right now. These little balance areas right there. That's how you play the game. See money, take money, break even. And the ATR is at 30.29, so the ATR is 29. That's a little high. You got bid up. You got the bids. They got filled right there. We got 99 lot that just kicked off. That was one order of 99 that definitely got kicked off. They're sitting on the bid at 862 area, 862 area, 862. They were sitting on the bid a little bit. Now they yanked the orders at 99. See what I mean? See money, take money. See what I mean? You just this indicator. If you see a large sell like that, does that right there does not mean just go ahead and get in. Okay, for one, you need to look at the past here. We're in a balanced market right now. We have no large participation. That 99 was pretty big participation. I think the biggest we've seen so far. Yeah. So, and right now they're underwater. So we got 100 lot underwater, probably about 15, 20 points right now. And you have to think about this. Think about this. You just had 100 lot kickoff. It says 99, but let's say we got 100 lot and we're doing, uh, per point is 2,000. You got 20 points that you run, you're underwater $40,000. That's not a whole lot, but for these institutions, they don't want to sit there and be taking $40,000 losses quite often. They could be building a position, but what you want to see that, and what you really want to see is you want to see a break of that right there, that 100 lot right there. You want to see a break of that, and you want to look over here on the pulse indicator, and you want to see people uh, sitting on the ask. You want to see the book. You want to see, I can't think today. You want to have people sitting on the ask right there. Right now we have orders sitting at around 9:15. So yeah, you want to see people sitting like up here. You want to see people. You want to see something like this. Okay, in order because you're using that for support. And if you're looking at the DOM, you can easily see that and see the exact numbers. And then you try to get yourself a run. When you break that, try to get yourself a run to at least down here and try to get yourself about 50 points. Right now we're at about 38 TR, I think. Yeah, we're at 30 ATR, 30.3. We're at a 30 ATR. We're just sitting here in the bounce market. Because if we look right here, we ran up, we were in balance. It tried to search for new value, and we're up here now. So this is not exact and doesn't need to be, but you need to understand. If you understand auction market theory, the market tries to find value. Then it sits there and balances, kind of chops around. It just tries to find new value. Now, the value could have been to the downside, but we didn't do that. I was looking for a nice little pullback down here to the 680 where we had some big, large support early this morning and then try to get a run back up, but we didn't. And then we're in another bounce market area right here. You had a large buyer, got absorbed. Okay. You got a large seller absorbed. Okay. This is not what you want to see when you're trying to make a run and try to get yourself 50, 100 points. Right now, that 91 lot, if we break underneath here, more than likely that 33 and that 99, they're gonna be dumping it because they don't want to be taking a large loss. They don't want to be sitting there taking $100,000 loss. Not, I mean, even these big institutions with billions of dollars to push the market around. You've got traders sitting at the desk. They have a risk parameter too. Uh, they have the risk desk. They don't want the risk desk calling them saying, "Hey, hey, you're shut off for today because you lost $200,000 so far, so you're shut down." These desk traders don't want to do that, and these desk traders not looking at charts here. They're not looking at like order book, or they see stuff that we don't see. They have privileges that we don't have. So if we break this right now, that 91 lot seller is absorbed. They're taking heat right now. If you're looking for a short, that's exactly what you want to see. But what you want to see is here on the pulse indicator, you want to see people uh, sitting on the book. You want to see people sitting on the book. Okay, you got 64. That was one order at 64. We got a buying balance that looks like it's trying to form. 900, you got resting orders at 900. See, right now it's just ping ponging back and forth. And can you make yourself quite a bit of money ping ponging? Yeah, you can play ping pong. make yourself some money. I don't like doing that, but uh, and am I going to take this trade if we break this low right here? No, I'm not. I'm not. It's 10:30. I need to see bigger participation than this. Because I don't want to get into a trade and take a $500 loss in a funded account. I want to pick my battles. I want to put the odds in my favor and pick them. I want to see a run up, and then I want to see a pullback, and then I want to see us hold support where we have large buyers or a buying balance. I want to see us hold support and then get a small pullback, and then see a trapped seller, and then we can run. That's how I like to do it. But everybody has their own plan. I'm just trying to give you the tools to execute them pretty decently. And the order flow DOM is released. It's out. It's an alpha. It's an alpha. It's released. See, I wouldn't take this just because look at this. In the past minute or two, we had those people on the book on the bids. We had the bids right there, 850. I mean, just sitting on the book. I mean, I wanted to see very light bids sitting on the book in order to take a short. And plus, you got to think about it. I don't know where the VWAP is, but I guarantee you're probably trading above it. And if you're a beginner trader, put the VWAP on there. If you want to trade a bunch of indicators, put the VWAP on there. Only take longs when you're above the VWAP, and the VWAP is sloping upwards. Just take your longs when you see them. Odds are in your favor. When the VWAP is flatlining, stay out. Stay out when it's flatlining. Sloping down, and we're trading below the VWAP, take your shorts. Let's see what the VWAP is doing. I got my session VWAP, order flow VWAP. Here, let's throw Ninja Trader's VWAP on. Deviations, I don't want no deviations. I don't care about that. Let's just see where we're at. Yeah, we're okay. So this is the Ninja Trader VWAP. I've got a VWAP that I've programmed, but it only does it from the open session at 6. So I will be releasing my own VWAP for free, and it will be for free, just for people to have a VWAP. There's no need to pay for stuff like that. So we are sloping upwards on the volume weighted average price. Okay, we are sloping upwards right here. We've got big support right here from some big buyers right up in there. And the next support, we got support right there at the VWAP. What I would like to see is a nice pullback to the VWAP and then try to find a trapped seller right there, a large trapped seller, maybe 100 more lot, and then try to play the pain off of that and then shoot back up. But the problem is, here's the problem. It's 10:30, and at 11:30, I don't trade anymore. I give myself a 2-hour window. I trade from 8:30 to 11:30, 2 to 3 hour window. If I get a trade, I get a trade. If I take a losing trade and I still don't take it, I take a small loss for the day, and then that's it. I come back the next day. Because I've looked at the stats, and for me, the way I trade are the first 2-3 hours. That's where I make my money. First 2-3 hours, and then I go from there. That's it. But right here, you got some support right here, and then you got support right here. Because you had them large. I don't know if these are institutions or the government plunge protection team, but you have some big support right there from like 5 o'clock to like 8:30, and then we kind of popped up, and then we're kind of we're kind of holding. Uh, so if you're a new trader, to be quite honest, when you're trying to get a short and you're trying to get a short to move back down, that is a counter trend trade. You really only want to do that when you've got some experience doing that. You got people sitting on the bid at 842 in this area. 842, you got people sitting on the bed. 840, 842. As a new trader, to be quite honest, I would only be looking for longs. If you wanted to trade the open drive, that 93 lot, the break of that high right there would have been great. Put your stop down here at the low right here, or you put it right at the below the that 93, because right here, if they start breaking that, they're going to be taking some pretty decent heat on a 93 lot trade. All right, we got some participation a little bit right here. We've got some shorts that are underwater a little bit right here. That 100 lot, we need to squeeze them a little bit. Well, the pulse indicator, we had a little lull. We had nothing on right there. And the reason for that is because we're trading at a minimum volume of 5. Only a bubble will show up within 100 millisecond. Will a bubble show up? I have it set hard coded on 100 millisecond for live pulse. I might up that to 250 milliseconds. I'm not sure. 880 resting order at 880, around the 880 area up in here. Yeah, this is a hard market to trade this morning, folks. See money, take money. You see $100, take it. At least that's what I would do. There are people. I'm building this out. There are going to be people out there that are going to trade this better than me and out trade me. And I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you out trade me. Well, those buyers out there, the 40, 49, 34, they are not getting rewarded. They are not getting rewarded for their effort. They could be just testing the waters. Who knows? We got some pretty resting orders up there around 880 that's still sitting there. That's right here. That's right here. Probably that 99er. Who knows? Got some resting orders sitting up there. You see how it ticked over on the background for the heat map? It does that every minute. I need to update the code for if little 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 computer program in here. If you're on the live pulse indicator, the background heat map will shift over every 250 milliseconds probably. And if or else you're on the minute, it'll shift over every minute. What I would like to do is have this with this drop down. Right now it's just a minute. And if you go to the minute, uh, it just shows the minute. Right now it's just 5. So let's sit here and look at the minute one for a little bit. So what I would like to do is this is a minute bar being forming. As you can see right here, it's a minute bar being forming. And it ticked over. You see how it ticked over? That's a minute bar right there for the heat map. And then we got resting order about 900. Ooh, are we going to get there? Are we going to get there? I wasn't paying attention. I think that 880, I don't know if that was there or not. We got 900. Boom, they got filled. They're lifting the offer. Boom, they got filled again. They're lifting the offer. Come on, keep lifting. Keep lifting all the way up to 940. Um, yeah, this is a minute bar right here. And the way I have this set up right now, the minimum volume is set to 5. If you're on like a minute bar, what you could do is set it to 50. And that'll just show you the big volume for the 50, or you can set it to 25. So those bubbles that you see are 25 volume. They're not just one order, they're like summed up, those bubbles. And the bigger the bubble, the larger the order, the darker the bubble, the more the delta. So if it's red and it's a dark red, that means more of negative delta. If it's dark green, that means more positive delta. I don't think Bookmap has that. And that was not my idea. I'll be quite honest with you. That was not my idea. I went to AI and then I said, "Hey, I'm building this. What kind of stuff could I actually build into it?" And the AI said, "Well, this will be good. Bookmap doesn't have this." And I was like, "Huh? They don't, do they?" And then I kind of looked, and I don't think they do. I could be wrong, but hey, for lifting the offer, there got to be a minimum of 25. So let's do 5. Let's see what it's looking like. Yeah, they're lifting the offer. They're going to go up there to 920 area. Uh, and this yellow right here, that yellow is the current price, and then you see a slight red, and then a green. That's just the bid and the ask. The spread between it. That's all that is. It's just a spread between it. That's all that is. So that's the minute. And what I would like to do is have a minute, and then I want to have a 30-second, then a 15-second, and a 5-second. So people that don't want to do the live pulse, I have a minimum volume. So the live pulse right there of 5, that only shows bubbles when it's 5 orders or more. So we got 84 and 98. Uh, yeah. Those orders, those large orders you see right there, the 84 and that 98 on the pulse indicator, what I would like to do is have a little pill bubble set up right here that shows you the previous large fill orders. We've got resting orders at 920 right up in here. That's what I would like to do. That's what I would like to do. Here, let me see if I can't get a decent screenshot of this. Here, I'll be right back. Alrighty. We got some resting orders up there. Okay. All right, I'm back. Had to go to the bathroom real quick, and yes, I did wash my hands. Um, all right. So these orders got filled. That bubble got filled. That we got some. This column right here. These are the resting orders. Right now we're on the pulse indicator. I'm trying to get some good screenshots of this thing. Uh, well, we really need a market for me to get good screenshots. We need a good market. Um, yeah, we're just slowly drifting up there. We got some little participation that kicked in at 10:30, which is a little strange. We got some resting orders up here. So if you look at this right here, if you look at this right here, this column, you can barely see it, but right here is the current resting orders. And then this is the previous resting orders. Now, I have it. Whoa, we got something going on. Wait a minute. Take a screenshot, you. Yeah. You idiot. Take a screenshot. Try and get some good screenshots of this. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see if this, how long this thing's been running. Okay. So it's been running over an hour. Last night I had a problem with it. Okay. Um, so whatever. All right. So it's moving around pretty quickly. So that means, if you know anything about software development, this is written in C sharp, and you have what's called a garbage collector because stuff like this, all these bubbles right here, it takes up memory. That VWAP takes up memory. All this bubble profile takes up memory. So when you start painting uh, bubbles on here and text, every bubble, everything on here, even the background, once you start painting and you start getting a lot of stuff in here, the memory gets used up, and the garbage collector has to free up that memory. So any object that is not needed anymore, it will remove it. Now, and what I was having a problem with this is, for one, I had to fix a threading issue because of thread locking. I had to put some thread locking in there and stuff like that. But um, what I did was basically, I'm not going to explain this in detail, but basically I'm caching. I'm caching the paintbrushes, the bubbles. These are just little paintbrushes, and you paint that stuff in, and then the size of them depends on the volume and things like that. But once you have like 10,000 bubbles that need to be freed and it's constantly moving like that, because this is updating every 100 millisecond, it really starts lagging the system because it can't keep up. The the NinjaTrader app just can't keep up because it's just working too hard to try to free up stuff. But once that's fixed the threading issue and the thread locking, once I started caching these paintbrushes that paint all this stuff on here, because all of this whole background is in memory, and then when you don't see it anymore, it just gets dropped off and it gets freed up. And then I had to put some stuff in there. I had to code a little bit of stuff in there to free it up. We got resting orders at 936, 934, 936 resting order right there. So we're not gonna, yeah, a little pop. Had a little pop, and then we kind of slow drift back down again. So that's what that is. And as you can see here with that 910, that resting order right there, the darker it is, the more resting order. So I have it set like an opacity thing. Have it set for an opacity. So it's 10:50. Not much is going on, folks. What we could be doing, I'm kind of glancing at the volume profile. If we look at the volume profile over here, this is today right here. This was Friday. That's Thursday. Right now, we kind of ran down to about 24,600. We kind of ran down and we ran up, and we got a lot of distribution up in this area, about 800 to 950, 940. We got a lot of distribution up in here, so we could be filling this out the rest of the day. Who knows? We could be filling this out for the rest of the day, and that would be a what's called a P shape on the volume profile, and that is bullish. See right here, this day, Thursday, we had it was a B shape, and that is bearish. And once we broke that, we kind of drifted down a little bit, but we really didn't go anywhere. This was a nice balanced day. Friday was just a balanced day. We didn't really move up. But if you look at this, this is still bearish. As you can see here on this day, we closed more down low, and then this day we had a nice P shape, and but that point of control was higher than this, and then the high and low value areas were higher than this, so that was kind of bullish, and we ran up. But then this day here is below this one, and then Friday we were in this area, but we're below the point of control for Thursday and Friday. So we're still bearish a little bit, but if we fill out this area, we have a nice little distribution area that could be what's called a P shape, and that is bullish, to be quite honest. That is bullish, so that would be good. That would be good. Right now, we're not doing very much. This one column right here, that is the live resting orders, and then the other ones are just past history. This is the live pulse. If you switch over to minute, then each column is a minute. You see how it switched over? You see how that switched over on the 1 minute right here, and how that column shifted over? Uh, I just haven't fixed the code yet to shift over like 250 milliseconds when you're doing live pulse of the market. When you're doing a live pulse of the market, it needs to shift over like 250 milliseconds or something. I just haven't done that. I will do that tonight, and then I'll update it. What I'm hoping to do is have the order flow bars indicator is out there. That's pretty locked down for live trading. That's pretty locked down. The DOM indicator I just released last night. That's up there. Doesn't have any execution buttons yet. I just wanted to go out there and just see, is it working for people, or people having issues with it, things like that. That one says, I'm loving the DOM prototype this morning. Okay, so if it works pretty good, and obviously they were able to install it. So obviously they were able to install it. So that's pretty good. We got resting order there at 9:10 right there, as you can see, resting order at 9:10, and we got filled. Um, what I'd like to do is get this pulse indicator. We had a large order right up in there. We had a large order right up in there. I need to get this kind of updated a little bit. As you can see here, the timeline down here, but yeah. This minimum bubble volume is set to 5. So if I set this to one, which I'm not going to do, then it would just really show a whole bunch of bubbles. But I just don't. To be quite honest, anything below 5 orders, I really just don't care about. We got resting orders at 900. We got some resting orders at 900. They got filled, it looks like, and then we're kind of drift down. We don't have any support down. Are we going to keep going down? We got 881. They got filled. All right, we got a little bit. People sitting on the book right there. 874. You got a larger bid, sitting on the book. And eventually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this to where you can, because right now, if you click on the time frame, you can't scroll it, like, make it wider or shorter. Eventually, I'm gonna have that in there. I just need to make sure, hey, is this thing gonna run? Is it gonna crash the system? Is it gonna lock the, Ninja Trader platform up? Right now, it seems like it's doing pretty good. Um, there's a lot of information being, painted, on there, so it seems like it's moving around pretty good. So seems like the performance is there. So the performance is there. We got some resting orders right here, sitting right here, um, on the bid. We're going down and fill them. Yeah, go down and fill them. Keep filling them. Come on, keep going. Fill them 874s, 873, somewhere around there. 874s. So the performance seems like it's, halfway decent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be releasing the pulse indicator, uh, pretty shortly. I'm hoping to release it this week and prototype to get it out there. I just need to release it, get it out there. Not much is going on, people. Not much is going on. And I might have this, I think the code is set. We have a pretty large resting order up there at, 926, it looks like. Right up here. 926. That's pretty thick, so it's stacked, it looks like. Boom, they got filled. Cool. All right. What we got? What we got? Right up in here about 945, you got resistance up there. You got support down here about 900. We're just ping-ponging back and forth. All we're doing is ping-ponging back and forth. You got a buy and balance, but it's kinda low. It's too low. I like having that buy and balance up above 50% or more of the candle. I like having it up above, and then I like seeing a large big dog step in with at least 50, 75 contracts and then try to get to break that high and run. But I mean, why would you? Because right now we're just ping ponging back and forth. We got nothing, folks. We's got nothing going on. Only thing I'm doing is testing the pulse indicator. That's all I'm doing. We got Israel and the U.S. Having a pissing match with Iran. We got large uh, resting orders up here around 940. It looks like in a shaded area. The first column is the live resting orders. The other ones are just previous 1 minutes. Uh, like I said, I got to update that. Like I said, I got to update that. We got ISO manufacturing PMI. That's old news. We's got nothing going on. We's got nothing going on. We don't have anything going on. Not much at all. Selling balance. About it. Uh, yeah, so if you go to the site, You go to your profile page, you can click on indicators or you can go to view products. You'll see a support at orderflowbars.com and then the license key that you can use for free while this is in beta. These are the three main indicators that I mean, the main indicator right here, order flow bars. This is the main indicator. The order flow DOM, that add-on, that's another one, and then order flow pulse right here. So the one indicator and the two add-ons. That is the three products that I am going to be developing pretty strong. So when this comes out of beta, it would be fantastic if you support it. And if you don't, I understand. But so what I would like to do, the order flow bars indicator, that's pretty good for live trading. That's good to go. The DOM, right now, I just need to be able to get that tested. Uh, what I'm going to be working on next, yeah, is sell imbalance. I mean, if you take that sell imbalance, that's fine. You got support down here at around 695, 690. No, 890. I'm sorry, 890. Uh, so when you see stuff and you break that and you're in, see money, take money, move to break even, it's just not the type of market where right now we're not, I don't think we're where we're going to get like 50, 100 point run. We're not getting them 100 point runs. Last week, that 150 point run was fantastic. Yeah, that was a good one. 882, you got a resting order down there at 882, it looks like. 9 1/4, you got a little bit up here for the sell at 915. Yeah, resting order at 915. Got nothing in between there right now. And these resting orders have to show up. It has to be a minimum of 10 for them to show up. I'm going to have it so where you can adjust that, like bin ticks. You can adjust the bin ticks if you want to go to 4. You can go to 4, and you can actually see, like, what's really going on up here. You can set it to 2. You want to set it to 2. That looks pretty good. Set it to 2. I need to get the background updated. Only the first column is live, and then these are the historical bids and asks. I need to get this when you're using Live Pulse. I need for the resting orders that were historically painted. I need to get them to shift over about every 250 milliseconds. So I need to get them shifted over. That's what I just need to do, folks. That's what I need to do. This is where we're at. We're in a dead market. Yeah, this is pretty much a dead market. 11:03. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to cut the stream around 11:30. I'm gonna cut it earlier. Normally I go from 12, but I'm gonna cut the stream at 11:30 because I gotta go pick up my kid. So yeah, we got some resting orders there at 900. So yeah, as you can see, these are updating, and then these are the previous ones. I need to shift this over. Each column on the historical book is 1 minute. I need to shift that over when you're doing the live pulse. I'll try to get that done tonight. But let me just try to move this around. Yeah, so it seems like it's, performance is there. The performance is definitely there. Yeah, I'm lifting. Get resting orders at 9:36, 9:35. Maybe when I stream, I could do this. I could have this set to like 2 maybe? That don't look quite right, does it? No. Boy, that jittering probably freak people out. I need I need to get rid of that. I ain't doing that. Hmm, I don't know. All right. Oh, yeah, not much is going on. Pretty slow day. Yeah, I'm just getting some screenshots. Yeah, pretty slow day. Pretty slow. Oh, we got some movement. We got some movement, folks. Got a 76 louder. We got a little bit of movement coming in. I'm just trying to get something done here. We got buying balance right there. So if you take that, you can uh, Okay. Yeah, 76 lot. If you would have taken the break there, your stop would have been down there about 30 points. You would have taken that, you come up here and get yourself about 15 so far. When you see stuff like this, you want to just start selling some and move to a break even, especially in a market condition like this. You we got some resting orders up here, as you can see up here. You need to see the bids. You need to see the resting order on the bids come in, and you need to see them come in heavy for support. I'm not seeing that right here in this column right here. You want to see some bids coming in for that 100 lot or whatever lot it was. You got a selling balance coming in. They're going to get caught and they're going to buy the high and they're going to be like, nope, forget this, and then come right back down to about 940. Yeah, it's a little bit slow this morning. That was like a nice, I'm going to say nice. I mean, 10-point move from here to here. Yeah, that's like 10 points. So that is, yeah, got some large orders coming in here. Got a little bit of large orders coming in here. Not very much is happening though. Yeah, we got some resting orders up in here. Yeah, they're starting to come alive a little bit. I mean, it's 11:13, so not much is happening. A little bit of excitement this morning, and then it fizzled out. A little bit this morning, and then it just fizzled right out. Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're trying to do the 960 area. You got some resting orders up in there in the 960. 960 for the bid. You got resting orders at around 960 for the bid. You got resting orders around 889, somewhere around there for the asks. So, but we're not really doing very much. We had this 76 lot come in and it pushed it, what, 15 points, and that was it. And then we're just stalling. Um, yeah, not much is going on. Not much at all. Yeah, still in balance. That selling balance kicks off. You got support around here at around 9:45. The market's kind of slow, so more of see money, take money real quick. As you can see here on the Pulse Live Pulse add-on, you don't have very many bids sitting there in the book. You don't have much of anything sitting on the book. In order for it to show up, it has to be a minimum volume of 10 on the book to be able to show up. Yeah, so it came down at 9:45. That's about it. Kind of bouncing off of it like I thought. Uh, what are you gonna do? Get yourself 5 points? I mean, yeah. 36 lot kicked off 34, 36. As you can see here in red bubbles, and of course that is printing, but it's kind of useless because you really can't see it. Um, yeah. You've got the VWAP right here. It's still sloping upwards a little bit. So if you're looking for anything, you're looking for longs, because the VWAP is right here at 767. I mean, if we can pull back and then bounce off of it, but it's 11:20. I mean, what's going on? I mean, I'm done at 11:30 in like 10 minutes because I have to go pick up the kid. I mean, what are we going to do? I mean, in the late afternoon, I mean, power hour might be good, but who knows? Uh, oh man, with all this stuff going on with Iran, the market might just not do anything until we know what's going on because they don't like uncertainty, which means it's harder for us to make money. When the big institutions know what's going on, they like certainty. They know where to throw their money around. When they don't have certainty of what's going on, they leave their money out of the market. Yeah. Well, one good thing is pulse. The order flow pulse is seems like it's working pretty good. There's just a few things I need to tidy up, and then we can get this out to the people, get it out to the public, let you guys test it, enjoy it. All right, we got a 30 lot that got filled. They trying to push it down. We're pushing it up, pushing it down, just going back and forth, back and forth. Not much is going on. Like I said, on the volume profile here, we'll probably put in distribution up in this area, maybe 24,900 to 2950 area, and we'll just fill this area out. We have a little P shape for the day. That's about what it's going to look like, to be honest. We didn't have much participation in the morning, so I don't think we'll have much in the afternoon, late afternoon, to be quite honest. Of course, I could be wrong, and these institutions could just kick in, but I doubt it because normally when they want to play, they do it in the morning. That's when you can get these 50, 100 point moves here lately, is when the big dogs want to play in the morning. And with this Iran stuff going on, they ain't doing nothing. Uncertainty, the market hates. All right, we got some bid stacking a little bit right here. We got some bid stacking on the book. just a little bit. You got some selling, more selling coming in than buying right now. These sell bubbles, you got more selling than buying coming in. That's a minimum volume of 5. You got people stacking on the bid at 24,900. They're sitting on there heavier on 24,900. So 900 they're sitting heavy. They're stacking the bid just slightly. Yep, come down here and fill that 900. Move it right back up probably. Yeah, I think when that 900 gets filled, more than likely it's going to shoot down a little bit and then kind of move back, drift back up. Yeah, they're stacking the bid. All right, let's see. We got some orders filling right up in there. Hit that 900. We got the 900. See the little bubble right there? Not very much filled, but we got a little bit, folks, and see how it filled, and then we kind of drifted up a little bit. That's how it kind of dripped down a little bit, and then it drips up. That's the way it does. It fills. It could keep going down, and then about 883, we got some. Whoop, they pulled. Oh, they're back in. Little spoofer, maybe. Who knows? Not much is going on. Let's look at the Dom. The Dom ain't much going on there either. Much is going on there. About 885. Got about 40 sitting on there at 885. About it. We got some movement on. We got a little bit of buying and stacking on the bids. They're lifting the offer. Can they lift it more? Nope. Looks like they can't, folks. I got 3 minutes and I'm shutting it down. Ain't much going on. We'll come back tomorrow. Watch me shut it down, then they puke it out to the VWAP. So it's about an hour, 2 hours, down to 2 hours, and whoops, 2 hours, and this has been pretty stable. It's not using up all the resources. I'm able to move the window around pretty easily, so we're good to go. I think I just need to make some adjustments, and then I can compile it and throw it out to you. Just need to make some adjustments for the live pulse. When you're on the minute, that's fine because the columns they update every minute. But when you're on live pulse, they need to update like every 250 milliseconds, and then just kind of shift over. And I might have this set to 250 milliseconds. I think it's set to 100 milliseconds right now, which is a tenth of a second. I need to update maybe that to 250, quarter of a second, and then I can't update it too much because it needs to be smooth. It needs to be smooth and flowing with the bubbles and in the background. So I have to be careful about how much I do that. No, later on in the future, once we get the minute and the live pulse and that's all working good for people, I'm going to be adding a 30-second and a 15 and a 5-second. So if you trade off a time frame, you'll be able to look at a 5-second, 15, and a 30-second, and then switch over to the minute. Anything higher in a minute I think is kind of useless, to be quite honest. But we'll see what the majority wants. But the live pulse, I think, is what everybody's going to be using, to be quite honest. Will be the live pulse. And I have to be careful because 250 milliseconds will probably be the cap that I want to do. And what that does, we got a large order that just kicked off. It looks like, not very much, but it was a large order right up in here, but it wasn't a one single large order, but it was a large order on the order flow pulse. It was a large order on the order flow pulse. Got another large order right there. Try and get some decent screenshots for the website. That might be a decent one. 11:30, I got to shut it down, folks. All right. Talk to you later. Be at it again tomorrow at 9:15. Have a good one. Stay safe. Don't click too many buttons.